Ever wondered how much of what we perceive about a country's politics is rooted in stereotypes? It's a question that might have crossed your mind in passing, without much afterthought. Yet, it's a query that deserves a deeper exploration. Stereotypes, after all, are not just innocuous assumptions. They are pervasive, often seeping into our understanding of global politics and shaping our worldview. Take a moment to visualize the political landscape of a country unfamiliar to you. Your mind, almost instinctively, starts to sketch an image influenced by preconceived notions or stereotypes. But how accurate are these images? How much do they truly reflect the realities of a country's political dynamics? In the realm of global politics, Japan often emerges as a country that is frequently misunderstood. It's a nation viewed through a prism of stereotypes, which often overshadow its true political narrative. Today, we delve into Japan, a country often misunderstood through the lens of stereotypes. When we speak of Japan, what political images spring to mind? Perhaps you envision a nation steeped in harmony, homogeneity, and tradition. These stereotypes, while grounded in some truths, do not wholly define the political landscape of Japan. Firstly, let's consider the stereotype of homogeneity. It's a common belief that Japan is a society characterized by uniformity, with little room for diversity. This notion is largely influenced by Japan's relatively low immigration rate and the predominance of a single ethnic group, the Yamato people. However, it's important to remember that political views can vary greatly, even within a seemingly homogeneous society. Next is the stereotype of harmony. In many ways, Japan is viewed as a society that values consensus over conflict. This perception can be traced back to the country's ancient philosophy of wa, or harmony, which emphasizes social unity and the smoothing over of differences. However, in the political arena, this stereotype can oversimplify and mask the complexities of Japan's diverse and often contentious political debates. Lastly, we have the stereotype of tradition. Yes, Japan has a rich history and culture that deeply influence its society, but in politics this can lead to the perception that Japan is resistant to change and innovation. Yet if we look closer, we can see a dynamic political landscape that is constantly evolving and adapting to new circumstances, often in ways that challenge this stereotype. These stereotypes, while not entirely unfounded, are often exaggerated and oversimplified. They are shaped by our perceptions, cultural biases, and the media, which often prefer easy narratives over the messy realities. It's easy to see Japan through these lenses, to view it as a harmonious, homogeneous, tradition-bound nation. But this is an incomplete picture, one that doesn't fully capture the complexities and nuances of Japan's political landscape. But how much of this is the true reflection of Japan's political landscape? To answer that, we must dig deeper, beyond the surface of stereotypes, and into the heart of Japan's political realities. Stay tuned as we explore the real Japan in the next scene. Peeling back the layers, Japan's political reality is much more complex. Japan is often stereotyped as a homogeneous society with a stagnant political environment. But let's break those assumptions and delve deeper into the real Japan. Contrary to popular belief, Japan's political landscape is a vibrant tapestry weaved by a variety of socio-economic factors. It's not just a game of power held by a few elites. Japan's politics is influenced by a multitude of factors, from urban development to environmental policies, from demographic shifts to economic disparities. Each of these elements play a significant role in shaping the political discourse, creating a dynamic and diverse political environment. Let's talk about the youth, often perceived as politically disengaged. The reality is quite different. Japanese youth are increasingly making their voices heard, participating in protests, volunteering in campaigns, and even running for office. They are no longer silent observers but active players in the political arena. Similarly, women and minorities are breaking barriers and making strides in Japanese politics. Women, for instance, are taking up leadership roles, challenging the conventional norms, and contributing to a shift in political ideologies. Minorities, too, are not merely bystanders. They are advocating for their rights, influencing policies, and becoming a powerful voice in the political sphere. It's also important to note that Japan's political ideologies are not set in stone. They are constantly evolving, influenced by internal and external factors, by changing societal norms and global trends. The political spectrum in Japan is diverse, encompassing a range of ideologies from conservative to liberal, from nationalist to globalist. And so, as we unravel these layers, we see a Japan that is politically vibrant and diverse, a Japan that is constantly evolving and changing. It's a Japan where the youth, women, and minorities are active participants, not just passive observers. It's a Japan that is shaped by a multitude of socio-economic factors, not just by a few powerful elites. Clearly, the real Japan is far removed from the stereotypes. Stereotypes are not merely harmless generalizations. They are like a distortion lens that we wear unwittingly, which can dramatically impact our perception and understanding of the world around us. This is particularly true when it comes to our understanding of and interactions with Japan. The danger of stereotypes lies in their oversimplification. They strip away the complexity and diversity of a society, reducing it to a few, often exaggerated traits. In the case of Japan, this might mean viewing the entire nation as a monolithic entity, defined by sushi, cherry blossoms, and samurais. This, of course, overlooks the vast cultural richness, the socio-economic dynamics, and the political nuances that truly define Japan. These stereotypes can lead to serious misconceptions. For instance, viewing Japan as an ultra-modern society can lead us to overlook the struggles and challenges it faces, such as an aging population, rural depopulation, and economic stagnation. It can also lead us to misjudge Japan's political landscape, which is far from the technocratic utopia that some imagine. Stereotypes can even influence policy decisions. Imagine a world leader basing their approach to Japan solely on stereotypes. They might underestimate Japan's economic resilience, overestimate its technological capabilities, or misjudge its strategic intentions. This could lead to misguided policies, misallocated resources, or even diplomatic blunders. In a globalized world where nations are more interconnected than ever, such missteps can have far-reaching implications. They can strain diplomatic relations, disrupt economic ties, and even lead to conflict. This is why it is so crucial to challenge and break down these stereotypes. Beyond the political realm, stereotypes can also affect our personal interactions. They can lead to cultural insensitivity, social exclusion, or even outright discrimination. For instance, a person might treat a Japanese individual based on stereotypes, rather than seeing them as a unique individual with their own experiences and perspectives. Stereotypes, thus, can have far-reaching implications. They can shape our understanding of the world, influence our decisions, and impact our relationships. It is our responsibility, then, to challenge these stereotypes, to seek a deeper understanding of the world around us, and to treat each other with respect and empathy. It's high time we challenge these stereotypes and embrace a more nuanced understanding. Stereotypes, as we've explored, are oversimplified and often misleading perceptions. They can be damaging, especially when it comes to understanding the intricate nuances of a country's political landscape, like that of Japan. So how can we go about breaking these stereotypes? Firstly, we need to foster a culture of critical thinking. This means questioning the information we encounter and not taking everything at face value. It's about digging deeper, seeking out the root causes, the historical context, and the cultural factors that shape a country's politics. Secondly, we should promote the importance of research. This doesn't mean you need to become a political scholar, but a little bit of reading can go a long way. Plenty of reputable sources provide insights into Japan's political system, its history, and its current events. Reading broadly and from diverse sources can help us form a more rounded and accurate understanding. Thirdly, let's encourage open dialogue. Stereotypes often persist because they go unchallenged. By engaging in conversations, asking questions, and sharing perspectives, we can help to dispel these misconceptions. Remember, it's okay to not know everything. It's okay to have misconceptions. What matters is being open to learning and growing. Lastly, we must remember that no single story can encapsulate a country's politics. Japan, like any other nation, is complex. Its political landscape is shaped by a multitude of factors, from its history and culture to its geography and demographics. By challenging stereotypes, by thinking critically, researching, and engaging in open dialogue, we can begin to appreciate this complexity. We can move beyond the oversimplified narratives and gain a deeper understanding of Japan's politics. So, let's make a conscious effort to break these stereotypes. Let's challenge ourselves to learn more, to question more, to understand more. Let us strive to see beyond the stereotypes and appreciate the complexities of Japan's political landscape. To sum up, stereotypes often distort our perception of a country's politics. Today, we journeyed through the labyrinth of misconceptions about Japan, peeling back the layers to reveal a far more nuanced reality. Stereotypes, we discovered, often serve as a simplified version of the truth, obscuring the complex dynamics that define a country's political landscape. We delved into the true essence of Japan, a nation where tradition and modernity coexist harmoniously. We confronted the stereotypes head-on, understanding how they can shape perceptions and even influence policies, often with far-reaching consequences. But most importantly, we highlighted the significance of challenging these stereotypes. By breaking free from these oversimplified images, we can foster a more comprehensive, unbiased understanding of global politics. This understanding is essential in fostering respectful, informed dialogues and in promoting international cooperation. As we continue to explore global politics, remember, there's always more than meets the eye.